So what are some of the cool concepts coming out for the new iMac? It's probably going to have a newer chip, I would call it the M1X coming out, and we don't know when it's going to come out. But here's some concepts, a bunch of them, to see what we might expect coming out soon with the new redesign. Just taking a guess here, but it's pretty cool to watch. Alright, so this one's going to be an easy video. These are going to be total concepts of the new iMac. People created these. Some of them may be legit, some of them may not be. The first couple, I'm going to show you some wild ones and then some kind of cool ones, things that we would hope for in the new iMac. But with the new iMac coming out soon, maybe in the next couple months, we think it's going to have an upgraded M1X chip, which is the X series, and it's going to be a lot faster than the M1 that just came out recently. So who knows? But with that said, we think that the design is going to obviously be different finally, hopefully after, 10 years or something. So let's find out. So what we're going to do really quickly is just go through a bunch of them, show you some cool concepts. Stay tuned and I'll catch you on the end of this. Let's go. The very first one's by Concept Creator. It's probably one of my favorites, although it's the one that's not going to be the real one. So this is an embedded keyboard in a nice black curved glass iMac. I mean, if this actually came out, it would be a really cool design, of course, but it's not going to, but I do like to dream. So take a look at this one. I wanted to start off by showing you good design. It can always be different. It just shows people what's available out there. What could it possibly be? That's not going to be this one. The screen might be accurate, but not the stand and everything else. At least that's my guess right now. All right, so this first iMac, it's Concept by, you can see the name up there. I'm not even going to try to butcher that, but this is a throwback to the old iMac that everyone loves. So take a look at this. The base is great. The logo's on there. The screen is flat. It's almost like a tablet. Very, very clean design. I'm not exactly sure where the I/O is on this. He didn't put any plugs or any kind of connections into it, but I know this is not the one that they're going to make, but this is a great concept that people would love this just because of throwback to the very first iMac or second, third iMac. It's a great design, very clean. So anyways, this is one of the ones I wanted to show you. I really like this a lot. And now here's a new concept. You can see who it's by in the upper left-hand corner. Now this is going to just be the all-screen iMac that everyone's talking about. It's just all a huge screen. I'm not sure this is coming out either. You know how they like to have their chins and stuff in there for their logos. But anyways, they're also saying what everyone thinks. It's going to be a 24-inch maybe and a 32-inch, somewhere around there. But take a look at these. These are clean designs. Is it going to be something like this? I think it needs a chin a little bit for their design and their logos and for I/O and stuff. But here's one more you can take a look at. Oh yeah, and here's one more look at the back of these, just so you can see the back. I forgot to throw that in, so take a look at the back of this one. It's pretty cool. All right, so another one's by Lorenzo Moretti. This is actually a really good design. I like this one quite a bit. I'm going to show you why. He has a lot of built-in features that I'm going to show you. Let's take a look at this one. All right, so here's the iMac, and you can see it with this white background. It's a little bit easier to see now. You can see the bezels are very, very thin. And I'm going to show you a couple cool features of this one. Number one, it does say that it could come with Face ID. Again, these are just concepts, but you can see how the camera's built into the screen here because it's such a thin bezel. Really cool looking. I'm sure they can do something like this. As you scroll down here, you can see that the actual back of it looks very similar maybe to a modern one, but it looks a little bit thinner. Has the I/O down here, not to scale, of course, but you can see it's in the back. So that's all very similar to the current one. The stand's a lot different here, though. And the reason for that is, look at this. It looks like there's going to be a wireless charging, at least in this concept. That would be sitting right here. It says AirPower. Can you imagine? That would be really nice to put your phone on and anything else like your watch. You can go ahead and stick it on there. Here again, they just threw on the back. I/O's back here, not too well. So, but you can see how thin this is, how nice this is, and it looks like it's in space gray or the actual gray color. So, anyways, this is one of them. I like this one quite a bit. All right, now here's one that's actually it's called magictorch.com. Go check them out. They only gave one picture, but I really like this industrial design. I like the stand and how it looks. I like the way that there's a little chin with the logo. So overall, this only had one picture. I wanted to throw it in there, but I do like this design quite a bit. It's one of my favorites. Now these last two are probably my favorite. I think, I would wish that these would actually get made, these last two, but, I can hope, what the old saying is, you can hope in one hand and do something in the other and see what gets filled first. All right, so let's take a look at another one. This one's by Philip Gulkazin, and I want to give him some credit here. It's pretty cool. Obviously, you can barely see it here because it's on a black background. You get the drift. Basically, it's going to be, he's proposing almost the same thing as the last one we saw. Very, very thin bezel, but I do like the back of it quite a bit better on this one. So if you scroll down a little bit, look at this. You know, it's going to be in this, just the normal gray and then also the space gray here. But look at the sound bar, or actually the you know, the speakers, I guess you'd call them, with the grill and how they look here. And then look at the stands. So again, the actual profile is very similar to what you have now as far as the curve back on it. Just really going with that kind of, you know, just really thin bezels, really the big change here. The other big change though is the I/O. He's actually moved it into the stand, if that's even possible. You can see Ethernet and his, you know, USB-C and USB Type A. That's a really cool. But look at this picture. You can see the speaker grates back here. It looks really cool if that's a kind of a metal, or, you know, I don't know if it was cloth, it wouldn't work too well, but if that was a metal, it would be really, really a nice design. You can see how he's laid this out. You can see how this looks. Kind of looks like the AirPod here, and you can see how big the speakers are back here that he'd actually proposed putting in this. So massive speakers in here. And you can see up close the mesh on the grill in the back, and then here's the I/O again with Ethernet and everything else. So really cool design on this one. I give him a lot of credit. Nothing but a big display, he says. So this is one of my top ones. I like this quite a bit. All right, so one of my favorites is coming up here. You can see it right here. Take a look at this. This reminds me a lot of the 6K screen that they have coming out. So it's basically going to be that same body, but without those kind of crazy circles in the back for cooling. And the thing I like about this is going to be, let's go ahead and take a look really quickly here, but it's going to be, supposedly they're saying it's upgradable with hard drives and video cards and even RAM. So from the slide, and I'll show you how that works in a second. Pretty good idea. This is actually by Con, it's con.design / iMac Pro Concept. I'll put a link in the description so you can, you know, check out this page if you want to. Definitely give them credit. So you can see here what it looks like from the side profile. It's got kind of almost the same hinge arm on that really expensive monitor that Apple came out with. And then these are the things that open up that allow you to, you know, replace either video cards or RAM or even hard drives, which would be a great concept. I don't think it's coming for Mac, but it would be a great one if they did it. Take a look at his design though. It's really, really clean. Again, almost all bezel. Very industrial, kind of that square. I mean, a lot of their phones now are going to that square design. The stands are very, very nice. Clean back on it with the Apple logo. You know, you look at this and it's just missing those little bubbles. Otherwise, it would look just like that other monitor. So he did a really good job on this. I mean, obviously, they're just taking guesses at what might be coming, and hopefully something like this would be. This is just really kind of a cool design. I mean, you know, it's very similar. You're kind of used to it. But at the same time, it's different enough where you know it's new. Over here, you can see where the drives go in and stuff on the sides. I mean, Apple will never do that, but I hope and I pray. Besides that, though, even the cooling vent down here and here are basically the same as the ones that are currently available. But check this out. This is one I like a lot. Again, it's by Con. Very, very well done. All right, so the very last one it's the Concepts by Apple TLD. And this is the one I think is probably the closest one that's going to be made. It's got the really thin bezels. It's got the chin still on it. They probably don't want to do a lot of work there. They may have to put some stuff in there like the I/O and stuff. So realistically, I think this is the one that's probably going to be the closest to what's coming out. Would it be nice? Yes. I mean, I don't believe with these sizes. I think there's going to be a 23-inch and a 32. But anyways, you get the drift. This is the one I think may come out. All right, so what do you think? I guess, I mean, the first one's kind of crazy with the curved glass. It's all, you know, the black one that's all curved and everything. The other ones, you know, there's definitely a possibility there. We know that the bezels they have to get smaller. I mean, look at this thing behind me. We know that, number one. Number two, you know, obviously the chin on the bottom, can it go away or can it not go away? Maybe they need that for something. They definitely want to showcase their logo. Apple's kind of like that. They're not going to put something out without their logo on it. So I think it's going to be on there. We'll find that out. So maybe it'll have a small chin on it. So I think those are the ones that I'm more leaning towards, are the ones that have at least the logo on the front, a smaller bezel, but it's still going to have maybe a small chin on it. But we just have to wait to see. So anyways, I hope everyone likes these videos. Definitely subscribe to me. I'm a very, very small channel. I need support to help me continue. So definitely subscribe if you can. I will talk to everyone soon. Stay safe out there. Peace.